Hello, hi, welcome.
Thank you.
I guess you're Anna?
I am.
Hi Anna, I'm Depard, nice to meet you. Come on in, have a seat. Here. Yes, yes, yes. Have a seat. How was the traffic?
It was okay. It
It
was
was okay.
rainy and a little bit foggy where I was coming from. So
Yeah, that could be a little bit
yeah, it was
complicated when driving, yeah.
especially in the nighttime. Oh yeah.
You have good vision at night, right?
It's okay.
The
It's
10,
getting- it's
is it
getting,
20/20
It's
vision?
2020, but it's getting a little worse as I get older. So
Well, it's 2024, so hopefully you can catch up. All right, Anna, so you know why you're here.
I do.
Perfect. How did you hear about us?
Recommendation from a friend.
Nice. All right. So, did you read up online all the important information?
I did. Yes, I got the packet online and I went through it. But yeah.
Okay, so I still have to remind
Of
you
course.
in person about confidentiality, and just so you know that everything that you say here is solely confidential, and unless there is something concerning that you may say that I need to then share that information with authorities and stuff like that.
What? Sorry, remind me though. What those?
Well, if you ever indicate of self-harm or harming others,
Okay.
that has to be reported.
Okay.
General, right? Basic. All right. And you know our fees for this service, unless you have insurance, then it's covered 150. All right. All right. So before we start, I will get you to sign your consent so that everything we say here can and will not be used against you. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
And then today's
June? No.
Yeah. Sure.
Perfect. Thank you
Oh,
so much
you're
for doing
welcome.
that. All right. So, I know we're pressed for time, and I really don't want to take up a lot of your time, so we'll just go right into, this is what we call your intake session. So what we do, we collect all the information that is necessary for you, and then, you know, we give this information to our registered practical physician, who will then make an appointment to see you, and so these are just formalities, okay?
Okay.
If there's anything that you don't understand, feel free to stop me in the process and ask me to explain, and I will elaborate on that. If there is something that you feel like you don't want to answer, you also have that authority to say, I don't want to answer that, and we'll move on to something else.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so let's start off with your name.
Anna.
All right. And that's A-N-N-A. Uh-huh. And your last name?
Banana.
All right. And I guess today's date is. All right. And Anna, what's your address, please?
111.
Is that 111?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Young Street.
Okay. And that's in North York?
Yeah.
And Ontario, what's the postal?
L4C
L4C
4J3.
4J3. And your phone number? It could be either your home, work, or cell. Which one do you mostly take calls on?
The cell.
Alright.
Yeah. So it's 647
Mm-hmm.
777
Mm-hmm.
7777.
Ooh. Wow, you're all 7-Eleven here. All right, and so we'll fill that in later. Let's talk about the most sensitive things that women don't like to talk about. Your age.
47.
All right, and the date of birth for that.
March 18th.
Okay, 18th of the 3rd.
77.
All right, and where were you born?
I was born in Colorado.
Okay. And you are considered male, female?
Female.
Female. And what's your height?
5'5"
Okay. And weight? Feel free to say yes or no.
I don't actually know. I don't weigh myself.
All right, perfect. And what race do you identify as? White, black, Asian, Hispanic? Others?
White.
White. All right. And your marital status: married, single, divorced, widow, separated?
Married.
Married. All right. And since you're married, what is your spouse's name?
Alexander.
Alexander. Sounds like a prince. Ooh. And how old is Alexander?
He's also 47.
Talk about timing and matching. I like that. All right. So, what is your occupation?
I am a baker.
Baker. All right. And I guess your employer would be
It's called Ginger's. It's a bakery.
Ginger.
Ginger's.
Oh, spicy. All right. And your spouse occupation?
He is a student.
Student. All right. And you said earlier that you were sent here due to a referral.
Yeah, a friend of mine sees another person in the clinic.
Okay. So, do you know the name of the person who referred you?
Yeah, it's her name's Amy.
Amy.
Yeah, Amy D'Souza.
All right. Amy's address?
She lives in Richmond Hill, actually.
Richmond Hill?
Yeah, I don't know her
Okay.
exact.
And so Amy was a patient here, I guess, a client?
Yeah,
here?
she sees someone here currently.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I hope she had good things to say to recommend you, right? Okay. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about treatment history. It's just general things that we're going to ask you. And again, like I said, feel free to tell me if you're uncomfortable with anything, and then we can move on. Are you currently taking any medication?
Yeah.
Yes.
I take high blood pressure medicine.
Okay. And do you know the dosage of the medication that you're taking?
Yeah, I take 50 milligrams twice daily.
Okay. And who do you know the provider of the medication?
Yeah, it's my family doctor, Dr. Horvath,
And is that HOVAC?
Horvath.
HORVATH. All right. Okay. And have you received previous psychiatric treatment?
No. You mean like hospital-wise, or?
Yeah, like with like like a mental health.
No.
Sort of,
Yeah.
All right. And you said no. All right. And okay, perfect. All right, we'll move on to the next one here. How are you feeling so far?
Oh, good.
Yeah. Good. Now we're going to talk about some family history. Again, these are just general questions.
Okay.
Feel free to let me know if you're comfortable. What is your father's name?
Henry.
Henry. You know, your family seems to be very royal. Alexander, Anna, Henry. And how old is Henry? And Henry's last name?
Same as mine.
D'Souza, okay. And Henry's age?
75.
He's living or deceased?
Yes.
All right. And what's Henry's occupation?
He's retired now, but he was an engineer.
Okay.
Civil structural engineer.
Retired engineer. Was he full-time or part-time?
Yeah, full-time.
What's your mom's name?
Louise, Louise.
And same last
Same last name.
Her age?
She's 73, I believe.
Okay. Living, dead, or deceased?
Yeah.
Living. And her occupation was?
She's a retired nurse.
Okay. Now, is that an RN or RPN?
LPN, actually.
RPN?
LPN, I think is what it was. She's in the States,
At that
so
time.
it's different. Yeah. I think it was
And was it full-time or?
part-time.
Part-time. All right. Any siblings, brothers, sisters?
Yep, I have an older brother.
And his name?
His name is Addison, Addison.
And his last name?
Same.
Okay. And just so I don't repeat myself, are all your siblings have the same last name?
No, I have a sister who's married, so she's got a different
Oh,
last
okay.
name. Yeah.
And what's your brother's age?
He just turned 50.
And he's alive? And what's your other sibling's name?
Her name's name's Jenna, Jenna.
And her last name?
Wilson, Wilson.
Okay. And her age?
She's 43. No, yeah, 43.
Yeah, and she living or?
Yeah, she's alive.
Okay, and your last?
No, that's it.
That's just you,
That's
right?
just you.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. And let's talk about your educational history. These are just, again, general questions. Name of the institution that you attend secondary school.
Secondary school, it was called Florence High School.
Florence High.
Mm-hmm.
And where is that located?
It's actually in Montana. Florence, Montana.
And do you know what date you attended that?
I graduated in 95.
And was there a degree or
Yeah,
anything?
my
High school diploma? What about college?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I went to a vocational technical school for, you can just put, VOTEC is what they call
Just
it.
VOTEC?
V-O.
VOCTEC?
Yeah. VOTEC, and that was for culinary arts.
Okay. I guess that's where the baking comes in, right?
Yeah.
And what date was that?
97 is when I graduated, so 95 to 97 for that.
Okay. And the degree was?
An associate's degree?
Sorry?
Associate's
Associate degree?
Associates of Food Service Management, I believe it was.
Okay.
So long ago now.
Any trade?
No
No.
trade school, although I guess that could be technically, anyways, the same thing.
Yeah. What about graduate?
Like
Well, you
graduate
already
school?
graduated
No.
both these, right?
Yeah, no graduate school.
Okay. All right. What about your employment history?
Mostly in like the food service industry. So
Yeah.
I've been at Ginger's though for the past like 12 years. So
12 years.
yeah,
And what's your title there?
bakery manager.
Okay. And you said for 12 years, so that would be from 2012 to now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you full-time or part-time?
Full time.
Any other experience that you may have before Ginger?
Like just a few receptionist jobs here and there, but mostly just waiting tables and different food service. But
So your past job before Ginger was more of a waitress.
yeah, so I've always worked in restaurants with a couple of
So
times.
hospitality.
Hospitality, yeah.
And we're gonna go into the third part, and this part is your psychosocial history. Do you know
Okay.
what that means?
I don't.
So, well, it's gonna talk about who you are and issues, anything psychologically that's affecting you. Okay, we're gonna talk about it, okay? So first of all, we're gonna ask for, again, your information. Okay, the same thing that we do here. Identified information, so because you already gave that to me, I'll just put that in here, okay?
Okay.
You said 47, right?
Yes.
111. What was the address again?
Young Street.
Young Street. And the date of birth was
March 18th. 77.
your marital status is that you're married. And your cell phone? 647.
And then all sevens.
All sevens. Okay. All right. We're gonna talk about presenting problem. Tell us, what is the nature of your complaint?
I've just been dealing with some increased anxiety levels recently. I've always been at some level fairly anxious, but recently I've been having more panic attacks and driving on the 400 series like the 401 and 404 for work, it can get a little, I have some panic attacks while I'm driving, and just in general, like they've been increasing.
So would you say you have like social anxiety type of thing?
I don't know what it is.
No.
Yeah.
So like when you're in public, how do you feel like in public?
Like
Do you feel
I'm
the
fine
same?
in public, yeah. I mean, my jobs are all like hospitality, so I'm comfortable talking to people. I'm not an introvert.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it's coming from.
So you're sociable,
Yeah, I would say so.
except when driving, you become tense and
Yeah, it's more than that. It's like more than when I'm driving, but it happens a lot. Like that's kind of the
how
thing
often
that's
does it
gonna
occur?
Oh, pretty much every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
Is it at a particular time?
No, it's just, I mean, it happens on the way to work and it happens on the way home. Like I have about an hour commute in the morning and then about an hour and a half in the evening. When I'm stuck like in between all the cars and it's stop and go, I just feel really claustrophobic and just need to get out. So it's start to feel a little lightheaded, all of that.
Okay. And did you know when did this issue started?
So I've had panic attacks since like I was in high school. I remember having my first one when I was in high school. But they don't happen very frequently. This is just kind of new, like the frequency that they're happening with. Yeah.
And have you spoken to anyone about it before now?
I mean, I've talked to my doctor, and so she's like done all the tests, she ruled everything out. So just talking with my parents about like memories of being anxious as a kid, that sort of thing. I think it's like a long-standing thing that I'm just trying to understand, and if there's something like tools that I can get to help in these moments, like that's why I'm here.
Okay. And so your doctor has never made a referral for a specialist or anything like that, or any kind of psychiatric evaluation or anything like that?
No. It's not to the point where it's debilitating, it's
Right.
just very inconvenient.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So just to paraphrase what you said, it's like first thing when you're driving, it happens. Nothing happened in the middle while you're working, and then when you're coming back, it happens again. So
Yeah.
it's just that beginning and end
Yeah.
moment, right?
Exactly.
Okay. And how does it affect your daily functioning? Like,
It's okay. It just like I get things done. I'm still performing well at my job. All of that.
so it's not affecting your job.
It's not affecting
your
my
ability to
job
do your
or my
job.
ability to no. But mostly it kind of what I would say would affect home life a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you can be yourself at home, and that's.
What does your husband think about that? How is he support? Like,
Yeah, no, he's totally supportive. Yeah, and he's very helpful and tries to, talks to me about it. And if I have to call him from the car, because sometimes that helps to like be talking to someone while I'm driving.
Just to calm you nerve and distract you of it,
the distraction.
right?
Yeah. So
Good.
Yeah, he's concerned, of course, but
So we know that from your discussion, traffic seems to be the elevating point for you to become anxious or claustrophobic or just nervous in general. Are there any other event, situation, or persons that precipitate that? Besides traffic, is there any other external?
No, I mean, I'm trying to
Effects?
think, like, there's, like, it has happened at home a few times as well, and the thing with the panic attacks there, it just feels like they come out of nowhere, like, there's nothing,
That
no
triggers them?
precipitating factor, nothing triggers it, yeah, I'm not sure, so.
So, as you're saying right now, you could be sitting here and one could actually just come on out of nowhere.
It could, yeah, yeah,
So it's unpredictable.
yeah, it's unpredictable.
Okay. What do you do in the moment when it happens? How do you kind of keep yourself calm? How do you re-shift yourself?
To be honest, I usually just call somebody. Yeah.
So that seemed to kind of help
That seems
soothe.
to help. Yeah.
Okay. So you call someone to resolve it. Okay. Would you say your symptoms are acute or chronic?
I would say acute just because they're fairly recent. I don't know, that's a tricky one. Because also chronic because I've had a history of them as well, so I'm not
So
sure.
a mixture of both?
Mixture of both.
Okay. All right, and so since you haven't really seen any professional about this besides your family doctor, I don't want to presume, so therefore you haven't been treated for it.
No, not for the anxiety, no.
Okay. Okay. All right, so let's talk a little bit about your medical history. So what's your physician name?
Oh, Dr. Horvath.
Right. Horvath. And none. Have you seen any psychiatrists or anything?
No.
None. Okay. Have you ever been pregnant?
Yeah, I've had 2 pregnancies and 2 children.
Okay. And was that natural childbirth or cesarean?
Natural. Not completely natural though. Not that.
Epidurals have a help you in there. All right, and so, infancy developmental milestone. It's okay for those ones. Let's talk about your family history.
Okay.
So you said you were born and raised where?
In Montana. Oh, I was born in Colorado, but I was raised in Montana.
Okay.
When I was
Colorado was
very young.
born, raised in Montana. So what culture group do you identify with?
How so? Like heritage or?
Yeah, culture, could be ethnicity,
Um,
background. Mexican, white, maybe.
yeah, like culturally, I guess. I don't know. Like,
Well, when I say culture, sometimes some people can be mixed. You can either be African American or you can be England Caribbean.
oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
No, like
just straight
American.
Straight American, straight up America.
White
Okay,
American.
you're of American culture.
Yeah. Yeah, like my family isn't, like my parents or even grandparents aren't immigrants or anything, like the American roots go way back, so.
Okay, and so you don't have like Greek or Hispanic or any of that in your.
No, I mean, like I'm
straight white, right?
Scottish and Norwegian, but we don't do anything culturally besides maybe a cookie
Right.
here or there.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So it's not enough to judge.
Yeah,
that.
not
Yeah,
enough.
can't
Yeah.
base that off of just a cookie, right? They can have a cookie anywhere. All right. So what is your primary language?
English.
English. Do you wish to learn any other language?
Yeah, I love languages actually.
Yeah.
So I had Spanish in high school, and then I lived a year in Sweden, so I spoke Swedish fluently by the time I left. But of course, I've lost most of that.
Really? You don't know anything in Swedish right
Oh,
now?
I could maybe get by, but
Yeah.
maybe.
Really? But I guess when you learn a language, it doesn't like entirely go away. I mean, it's just dormant because you don't use it as often. But if you go back there within a month, you're back in Swedish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
All right, and you did give me your parents' name, age, and occupation, so we won't go through that. Were your parents married?
Yes, and they still are married.
Yes. And they remain married. All right. Who was primarily responsible for your upbringing?
I mean, both parents.
Both parents? They
Mom-
took equal.
Well, mom was stay at home with us until I was about 11. But yeah, primarily.
So mom was a stay-at-home mom?
Yeah. But my dad was really involved in evenings and weekends. So
Oh, that's nice. Can you describe the relationship between your parents?
between the two of them, or
Yeah.
between myself and them?
No, between your parents, the two of them. Were they loving
Oh,
to
yeah.
each other?
Yeah, no, they're loving.
Supportive?
Yep,
Yeah.
supportive. Do a lot together. They have their own separate interests, of course, but
They're their own
Yeah.
individual outside
Yeah.
of the fact that they support each other.
yeah.
I like that. And can you describe your relationship with your parents? Your relationship
My
now
relationship with my
Yeah.
parents? It's
What does
close.
that look like?
Well, we live quite a ways away, so they're in the States and I'm here, so most of our conversations
So
are,
distance?
yeah, it's distance, but like we text quite frequently. I was just texting my mom today.
When were you separated from your parents? When did
Oh,
you
it's
move
been
here?
20 years.
So
20 years since we've lived in the same
Okay.
city. And before that, like I was with them. Anyways, it's been since I was about 20, 21.
Yeah.
Then I moved away, and then on and off, like we've lived near them. But it's been 20 years since we've lived near them.
Okay. And do you feel supported by your family?
Yeah, I do.
Can you explain in what way do they support you?
I just know if I were to need them or reach out, or if anything was happening, they would be there and they would be available. Like financially, they've been supportive in a couple of really lean years, that sort of thing.
So they're pretty much like your cheerleaders.
Yeah,
Your
they're
cheerleader,
pretty
or your
great.
wingman and woman.
Right.
Wind beneath your wing. All right. Do you feel loved in your family?
I do.
Yeah. Can you explain that love? What does that love look like?
Well, it looks like support.
Okay.
Just
Unconditional, would you say?
yeah, I would say unconditional.
Yeah. So supportive, unconditional. Anything else that comes to mind that makes you feel loved by your family?
Not off the top of my head. Like they're
And they're
Yeah.
compassionate.
they are, yeah.
Yeah.
They're generous. They,
Huh.
you know.
And these are really key elements in really making somebody feel loved and valued, and also just kind of build their self-confidence, you know? So
Yeah.
you had that. That's good. Yeah. Describe how love was expressed in your family. Was it like, for instance, was love expressed when you do something well, you're being loved? Only when you do something good, or it doesn't matter whether you do something good or bad, they still love you regardless?
Well, I was a perfect child. So,
Oh, I love the perfect child.
So I got lots of love. No, which is probably part of my anxiety, is I remember, like, but it wasn't. If you asked me, was my parents' love conditional on my performance, I would say no. But did I still perform? Yes. But there's no evidence of that ever. Like, my brother wasn't a very good student. I still loved him, and that sort of thing. So that was,
So it was still unconditional love.
yeah.
Right. So it's that unconditional love and the need to forgive and support,
Yeah.
if there be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there'd be anything I could do to make my parents stop loving me or disown me. Like, I
Right.
don't think that that's
Possible.
that's possible.
Right. And that's good, because you have that confidence that your parents love you, and you said earlier, like, if me and your brother weren't a straight A student, he still got love.
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't obedient, he still got love. It doesn't matter. Because once they love you, they love you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an agape love.
I mean, they do and did have high expectations for us. Like,
Right.
we weren't completely off the hook for trying and that sort of thing.
Right.
Like, they instilled a work ethic.
So there was still
In
a
us.
disciplinarian.
Oh yeah, there were still consequences
Right.
if you misbehaved, but I mean, I can't think of a time I got a spanking that I didn't 100% deserve it,
Right.
you know, and I was warned that this is what will happen if
Yeah.
you do this, and so it was not, like, it was good with the boundaries. It wasn't overly strict. I think some of my classmates thought my parents were overly strict, but,
They weren't living in your house, so they wouldn't know. They
They
could only
wouldn't know.
judge based
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
outside, yeah. And plus, you weren't really complaining and saying, "Well, my dad is really strict and I can't stand him," type of thing.
no. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, that's good. And who was the disciplinarian in your family? Speaking of discipline.
I mean, it was mostly my mom because she was home with us all day, but my dad was definitely like the ultimate authoritarian figure. Like, my mom used to hype my dad up and get us so excited for, like, when he came home. We used to fight over, we had like a round table like this, and we would fight over who got to sit next to him at dinner, so that we had like a rotating seating chart to keep everyone happy. So my mom would, if we were like really misbehaving, she would say, "I'm gonna have to talk to your dad when he gets home,"
Yeah.
that sort of thing. And then to get a swat by my dad was like devastating.
Right. Has there ever been a time where, your mom wanted you guys to do something, but then dad says no, but mom still went ahead and do it anyways, even though dad disapproved of it?
No, they were always.
They
on
were
the
all
same-
team player.
They were team
Right.
players. They backed each other up.
And so whenever there is like something, your dad don't say, "Well, go to your mom."
No,
I
I
say go
can't.
to your dad.
I mean, like, little things, like if it was like a logistical thing, like
Right.
who's driving me here, or who's driving me there,
Right.
or whatnot. There could potentially be like a go ask your mom or go ask your dad, but whatever one of them decided, the other would back,
Just do it.
would back the other person up.
Very
So,
strong,
yeah.
supportive. And how was discipline handled? Was it-
Um,
You know how some parents can discipline their children in public and shame them? Or they choose to go wait till I get home, but they give you that look like you know what's gonna happen when we go home. Was your parents the public disciplinarian type or private?
It was private.
Private. So privately, they never come to your school and embarrass you or anything like that, right?
No.
Okay,
I
and
I was gonna say, when you're a teenager, everything your parents do is cringy.
even dropping you off the school, like, and give me a kiss. I'll see you later. Okay, were you physically, verbally, or emotionally abused in any way?
No.
I can't see it even, not at all. Not even in the slide, not even in your dreams, right?
No.
Okay, describe your best memory.
Best memory. I don't know. There's so many. I mean, I think family vacations were a big thing. We used to go camping in the summer. So we'd go to various national parks throughout the U.S., mostly on the west.
And you guys would sleep over and stuff in the
Yeah.
park, like tent and all
Yeah,
that?
we had like a tent
Ooh.
trailer, so we did that. But yeah, road tripping with my family.
What's your worst memory?
Worst memory. Like, regarding my parents, or
No, just your worst memory in general, like anything that you recall that still today bothers you.
okay, so it didn't come up in the questionnaires before, but I was married before. My first husband cheated on me, so I think that would be with our eldest child. We had a child together, and then my husband Alexander and I have a child together. Anyways,
So your first husband cheated.
first husband cheated and pretty much left us. Yeah.
And that was your worst memory.
Yeah, I was getting that phone call from the other person's spouse who found out, so
That must have been ouch.
yeah, it was not a fun time.
No, at all. But how do you feel about it today? Has it been
I mean,
yourself?
it's
Because
been-
you've been.
It's been 23 years now,
Oh.
so it's been a minute. I think there's still elements there that probably I haven't processed. I think there's things I took from that marriage into this marriage,
Right.
so
So
that
you brought some baggage in?
yeah.
Yeah. And how is that?
I mean, it's okay. Like, it's good. My husband and I have learned how to communicate a lot better in the last few years. We went to did some intensive marriage counseling in 2018. Learned a bunch of tools, and things have been fairly steady since then. We don't let things slide. We address them.
Right.
So
And is trust an issue?
trust?
Yeah.
No, he's like,
Totally.
I couldn't get rid of him if I tried.
Well, that's a security everybody looks for in a marriage.
Yeah.
Is that
yeah, that's
knowing that you can trust your partner,
yeah.
even with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
Which is good. And so that's what your current husband now brought you into this relationship with trust, whereas your
Yeah,
first
that-
husband kind of broke that trust.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good. All right, and so now we're going to talk a little bit about your educational occupation history. Like I know we've discussed that earlier. You love baking; it's very therapeutic for you, right?
I love it. It's creative.
So your highest grade achieved was
An associate's level degree.
okay. Describe your school performance. Were you
Was
an
good.
A+ student?
Yeah, like A's.
You still are, right? How do you feel when you get an A?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you've always been excelling.
No. I was really good. Like I was very good in elementary school and middle school, and then in high school things got a little bit challenging with the maths. So I did not do as well there. But I was away for a year in high school. Like I said, as an
Okay.
exchange student.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like a free
Oh.
year.
What was your
One
best
way.
subject?
In general, or English?
English.
English,
That's nice. I'm gonna put that here just to English major. All right. Did you take any special classes?
No, like when I was in elementary, I was in a couple of like accelerated groups,
Yeah.
reading and
Okay.
Future Problem Solvers of America.
Oh my God. And do you have any special needs?
No,
No special.
no. I mean, I'm probably ADHD if I'm completely honest. I've never been diagnosed, never seen a doctor for it, but my kids are both diagnosed and we are quite similar in a lot of
ADHD,
things.
right?
Yeah, ADHD.
I remember once I asked a client this question and they said, yes, I have a special need for love.
Aw.
I know. Do you have adequate reading skills?
Yes.
Yes. And do you have adequate math skills?
They're adequate.
Enough.
Yeah.
To count your paycheck, of course. That's what I always say. As long as I can count my paycheck, I'm good. All right, let's talk about occupational. Have you served in the military?
No.
No? Would you like to serve in the military? Have you
Not-
thought about it?
Not at this point.
Not at all, eh? All right, since you've never done that, we'll get into what impact does your present concern have on your employment?
Nothing really. I think my boss is quite understanding.
So not
The work environment's pretty chill. I've been doing it for a while, so there's not a lot of unexpected stress there. Like after 12 years, it's
So you're able to perform well on the job without the hindrance of, the anxiety and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
Which is great because you get to separate that part with your work and you can focus and you can still do your job. All right, any childhood diseases? We had mumps, yellow fever, all those stuff.
Just chickenpox.
Chickenpox, so famous.
That was before the vaccine.
And do you know that anyone who had chickenpox will develop shingles?
Already have had them.
well, I took the vaccine because I can't handle shingles. Like, oh, I don't know. I hope, by the time I get older, they'll have stronger ones, All right, so you had the chicken pox. Any surgeries?
No.
No. Any current health? What's your current health like right now?
Just besides the high blood pressure, everything is fairly healthy. I could probably stand to lose a little weight, but
High blood pressure. What about your family members? Are they all pretty healthy?
yeah,
Now, is high blood pressure a genetic?
it's in the family.
Yeah. Okay, so high blood pressure is something genetic, right?
My mom has it. My grandma's on both sides had it.
And you said you're on current medication for that, right?
Yeah.
Do you know the name of the medication?
It's METROPOLOL, something, metropolol.
LIM. Yes.
Metropolol.
Do you have any chronic medical problems?
No,
No.
not besides the high blood pressure.
Okay. Do you have any biomedical problem requiring medical monitoring? Bio.
No.
Usually the
Yes,
hazard type.
Okay.
All right. Relationship history. You said you were married, correct?
Yes.
All right. Number of children?
2.
2. All right. Age, names and age?
There's Abby, ABI.
Mm-hmm.
She's 25.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Andy, and he is 16.
16?
Yep.
Oh, A and A.
We're all A's.
Anna. Okay, problem stresses in relationships. Do you have any problems in your relationships?
No, I mean, not beyond like the.
I mean, every
normal,
every
like,
relationship has their own
yeah,
struggle.
their own, like,
What would you say would be yours?
Mine would be maybe like just suppressing feelings rather than addressing them, or the tendency to do that.
Who does that? You or
I do that.
you do that?
I do that.
So you suppress your thoughts and your feelings?
Yeah.
And why do you do that?
I think it's just habitual. I think
You don't like confrontation?
don't enjoy confrontation.
How do you do conflict resolution?
I mean, I'm better at it now than I was before. Now I have to like try and catch myself when I'm suppressing something and voice it. Like,
What happened when you suppress something? How does your mood change?
oh,
How does it affect your mood?
I get short. I get angry, or short-tempered, anyways. Like irritable.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Possible, yeah. What else?
I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Do you go silent?
Yeah, actually I do. I do go silent.
So you give the silent treatment?
Yeah. Depends on the offense. But yes.
Do you ever apologize?
Yeah.
You'll be the first to apologize and acknowledge where you've gone wrong? Or is it?
Oh gosh. I would say it's like half and half.
Yeah.
I would say it's half and half.
Okay, so when you apologize for something that you find yourself in the wrong, do you repeat that act?
No, I try not to.
You try not
No.
to. You try not to, but do you?
I don't know. I would need a for instance.
Like for instance, if you said, well, your husband says, your silent treatment really makes me feel unnoticed, unloved, and
Oh, you mean in terms of like
yeah,
my
and you said,
reactions?
okay, I won't do it
Okay.
again. Do you find yourself doing it again?
And people don't.
Do you find yourself doing it again?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but it depends on
The situation.
Depends on the situation. Depends on like if I'm tired or stressed from other things. Like I'm quicker to fall into that then.
Okay, all right. What is your perception of sexual relationship attitude and behavior? Do you enjoy sex?
Yeah.
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 How often do you do that with
Oh,
your
gosh.
spouse a week?
It's pretty average. I'd say a couple of times a week.
A couple of times a
Yeah.
week? Okay. Do you guys do date nights?
Not as often as we should.
Is that something you talked about that you guys should?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a continual goal that we try to meet, but does not.
Okay. And you guys enjoy each other's company?
Yeah.
And do you guys speak openly about your deficiencies in the bedroom?
No, there could probably be better conversation around that. But nobody's deficient.
No. Okay. Have you ever been physically or emotionally abused in the relationship?
No.
That's good to know. That's very important. All right. Information has not been covered that you feel. Is there any information that has not been covered that you feel is important considering in your treatment? Explain if you do. Is there anything that I didn't cover here that you would have liked to cover?
No, I think we covered pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty
So
much the
everything-
good portion of it.
Is good to go. Okay. So everything has been expressed
As far as I know. Yeah.
effectively?
Effectively, yes.
All right. Well, Anna, I just want to thank you so much for your time. I believe we've gathered a lot of information about you, and so we're going to use this information to create an action plan for you with one of our registered therapists here. We will call you.
Well, so I'm not gonna be seeing you, or I will be seeing you?
Oh, you enjoy seeing me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, I'm just the intake person.
Oh, okay.
You will be seeing one of the registered. And I promise you, they will be as efficient as I was.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
All right. So is there anything else you'd like to say before you go?
No.
Because really enjoy this conversation with you. I feel like I've known you now. And a banana. All right. Well, I hope you have a safe drive home, and
Thank you.
I know the traffic is going to be a bit bumpy.
I'm
But
taking back roads home, so it'll be
breathe.
okay. Back roads are fine.
I would say call me if you need me, but my services end here. All right, take care of
Thank you.
yourself.
Thanks.
Bye.